Does sugar fasting scream desperation? Does it scream final attempt, last resort? Is sugar fasting too extreme of a measure for weight loss, too desperate of a protocol for losing weight? And let's look at this in the context of the sugar diet. The sugar diet alone, which is having nothing but fruit juice, sugar, honey, maple syrup, maybe some agave, be careful with that one. It's having nothing but all that shit from the moment you wake up until the evening, and then for dinner, having your protein, a lean protein, and perhaps some rice, perhaps a sweet potato or regular potatoes, something like that. The sugar diet day that I just described already gives you so many cool features that are very unique. It allows you to have an absurd amount of carbohydrates while in a dieting phase. I can't tell you how many conversations I've had over the years where people go, well, we gotta cut the carbs. I mean, let's just call it like it is. If I'm trying to, I'll be grabbing their flab. If I'm trying to get rid of this, I got to cut the carbs. And I've always been against that. But I had no idea prior to the sugar diet just how high your carbohydrates can be and still lose weight. For all of those hours, you're having no fat and no protein. That frees up so many calories to have purely from carbohydrates, purely from sugar. That gives you so much energy throughout the day. You have so much pop, you have so much snap in all of your reps in the gym. You have so much wind in your sails as you're doing cardio. It puts exercise on easy mode. I take every set of literally every exercise to failure indefinitely. That's what I like. I like grinding through a rep and then it freezes, boom, and then it freezes again, boom, and then it freezes, and then milking the negative, doing some of this shit, shaking, looking like a freak. Oh well, that's what I like. Even in that context of training to failure, it feels easy. I can't even explain it any better than that. Even when doing something at maximum difficulty in the gym, it feels easier. That is a very magical thing to experience in general, let alone while losing weight, while in a weight loss phase. And that ability is granted to you on the standard sugar diet, not having to stress out about protein all day long. Hey, I'll get it at dinner. That is an ability that's granted to you on the regular sugar diet. The point I'm trying to make is, in the standard sugar diet protocol, you get so many cool, unique perks. It makes losing weight very easy. It's a very simple system to follow. And then my thought with the sugar fasting lately is it greedy? Is it greedy and desperate and needy? Okay, yeah, I could do this. My fats are lower than they've ever been. Protein's pretty moderate. That used to scare me, but I'm seeming to have okay results with that. It hasn't been a negative. Energy's great. This is really cool. Now, what if I took it one step further? No protein, no fat. This thing that's kind of driving my progress, I'm going to only have that. And yes, the sugar diet makes weight loss so easy. But what if it could be even easier? I'm all for a life hack. I'm all for having some ace cards to play. But I gotta tell you, the more I look at the landscape of things, the more I read a lot of y'all's comments like, hey, when I sugar fast, I lose weight. And when I do literally anything else, in fact, I was on a sugar fast day, but I spent some time looking at the stars. It was a really nice moment. I don't even spend enough time just looking at the universe like that. But the next day I had a heavy weigh-in. What gives? Like, the examples people have of what threw off their weight loss, and then back to a sugar fast, and then, I had salad. That's what someone said the other day. If salad's throwing you off on your weight loss, plain lettuce, something is violently wrong. And my concern, as I've been promoting the shit out of this, is that the sugar fasting sets up a too extreme of a psychology where, hey, when I sugar fast, I lose weight. If I do anything else, I'm rolling the dice. Maybe I'll lose weight, maybe I'll gain 10 pounds. I'm rolling the dice, but the sugar fast is a guarantee for weight loss. Maybe I should up it from every other day to 3 days in a row. I do feel like it can become a slippery slope. I made a video last year about doing prolonged fasting years and years ago, and how that is not necessarily setting you up for success for life, because we cannot separate the mental side of this. We cannot separate the psychology. If you rely on something as extreme as having one meal every 3 to 4 days to lose weight, and then you go back to normal eating, have you really built the skill, the discipline, and the habits of clean eating meal to meal, day to day, portion control? Have you really set up yourself for success for long-term adherence to a good meal plan, long-term positive results, staying lean year-round? And I'm starting to wonder if the sugar fasting could fall into that same category. Even the sugar diet might. But the sugar diet, while some may find it extreme, I don't think it's that extreme. I have carbohydrates all day long. I get all my protein at night. I keep the fats pretty low until my fat is pretty low. And then as I get leaner and leaner, as the vascularity starts to get a little redonkulous, maybe I'm throwing in 2 to 3 eggs with that meal. Maybe I'm having a little bit of chocolate milk for dessert, getting a few fats in. It's not as extreme. It's still fantastic for weight loss. It does put weight loss on easy mode. Do we really need something that puts weight loss on 1000% guarantee mode? And then you do anything else and you're nervous that you're going to gain weight? I don't know if this is the best approach. It's the reason I stopped sugar fasting every other day, like I talked about in a previous video. I'm still going to do them, but I'm going to do them sparingly. If it's convenient, which sometimes it is, that's great. It's like, hey, I have so many clients back to back, I don't even have time to sit there and have a solid meal. I'm going to be drinking juices. Literally yesterday was one of those days. Clients back to back to back. I tell my second to last guy, like, hey, I'm just going to hit this honey while you're warming up. Have like 6 tablespoons of honey. Bam, put it back in my bag. It's very convenient. It's very easy. So when it's a day that makes sense, I will still allow myself to do it. But I got to say, even my own psychology was getting a little strange, where, it was getting some yo-yo action. See the scale go up, yeah, because I did the fast. Saw the weight go down, duh, did a sugar fast. See the weight go back up a little bit. Well, I did have a normal day. See the scale go down, yeah, because I had a sugar fast. See it go back up. Oh man, was that too much rice? When in your mind, a normal day of eating starts to become like, yeah, and that's how you gain weight. It's a slippery slope. It's a slippery slope. And the sugar diet in and of itself is already such a powerful, magnificent, revolutionary tool for weight loss. I advocate doing that protocol most days, and every once in a while throwing in a sugar fast. And guess what? A month from now, maybe even next week, I might say something else. Because this is all a diet experiment that I started in June. This is some brand new shit. I'm taking on sugar diet clients now. I'm having people reach out, hey, can you coach me through the sugar diet? Can you coach me through sugar fasting? I'm happy to do it, but I am very honest with these people. Hey, This is some brand new shit. I've been coaching, setting standard macros and training and just very normal stuff. I have years and years of experience with that. With this sugar diet shit, I have about 3 months. I don't think muscle loss is on the table, but I don't know. I certainly hope not. I'm glad. Hey, I'm glad you brought that up. I found myself, we're talking about the psychology, I found myself even wondering if at the end of this, yes, I get ripped as fuck, which is happening in real time, you see it before your very eyes. If I get ripped as fuck but have measurable muscle loss, will I care? And my first response in my mind was, no, like let's just get it done. Let's just get this thing done. That screams desperation. As I started noticing that inner dialogue happening, that's when I go, hey, let's take a step back, take a deep breath, and let's be smart here. Let's be smart, you guys. Muscle is it's a very time-consuming process to build. It's a very precious resource. It's a very precious attribute. The fact that even for a second, my mind was willing to let some of that go just to get ripped faster is when I started getting clued into, oh, does this diet set up like desperation, rapid weight loss at any cost type of thinking? Just being honest with you guys, being very vulnerable with you, letting you inside my head a little bit, different things that have ran around between my ears. Sugar fasting, it's a radical weight loss tool. I'm saying let's use it sparingly, let's be smart, let's really weigh out the pros and cons. Sugar diet's here to stay, sugar diet's fantastic. And even as I'm saying that, could you imagine if like 5 months from now I scrap this whole thing and I'm telling people not to do it after making like hundreds of videos on this shit? The only reason that would happen is if I got negative results and started to see other people get negative results, because this is the whole thing. A positive result is what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for. A net positive result. Hey, I had a lot of fat loss. I had minimal to no muscle loss. My energy's good. My sleep is good. My life is good. That's what I want for you. If you think that's something I can help you achieve, hit the website in the comments, my website, fill out the form, get in touch with me. I hope that helped, and I'll see you in the next one.